everyone, to 5 Questions with Your Classical Educator. I'm Christy Stoddard, the Culture and Events Coordinator at Scholé Academy. And today I have with me Helga Maier. Helga is a new teacher with Scholé. She'll begin teaching German in the fall. We'll let her talk about that in a few minutes. But Helga is not new to classical education or to teaching. And she's not new to German either. Helga, isn't German your first language, your mother tongue?
Yes, indeed it is. And I love meeting people that are excited, that are interested enough to actually want to learn the language, rather than going with the, oh yeah, people in Germany will understand English, it's fine.
Yeah, right. Yes, I forgot. I was going to start off with Guten Tag because I know ein bisschen German, so ein bisschen Deutsch. So, but I forgot. So, well, let's jump right into our questions so that our audience can get to know you a little better. So, my first question is, who is your favorite author and why?
So favorite author, I always find a little bit problematic because when you say that, the only person I think of would be the last author I read. But so I kind of went back to, no, I need to rephrase that from my mind. I think if I say most influential author in my life, an author I always go back to would be Dietrich von Bonhoeffer, German pastor that wrote during World War II. He wrote sermons before then too, but he was the most influential. He profoundly impacted who I am as a Christian and how I see the world, how I see the Bible and how it relates.
So, that's excellent. Yeah, he's wonderful. I haven't read very much of his, but I have read a couple of things, and he's amazing. His faith was amazing. So that leads to the next question that I have, and this one might be a surprise because I just thought of it, but what's your favorite book? Is it by Dietrich Bonhoeffer, or is there a favorite book that you have by another author? And again, I know favorite is problematic because as educators, there's 1,000 books we love, but
right,
or maybe even the most recent book you read. You could answer that however you want.
Favorite book. Well, you know, the only thing that comes to mind is the Bible.
Okay.
Yes. The last 2 things I read are Dietrich Bonhoeffer. There's a collection of his letters and little bits and pieces he was trying to write while he was in prison. So it's not like a whole book. It's just like, okay, I have this thought. I want to write this down. And then he sent it to his parents or he sent it to his friend. So that's really convenient for me because you can just read 2 pages. And actually, it takes me a week to chew through the material and think about it all. But you know, as an educator, you're reading 100 other things. I'm reading textbooks. I'm actually rereading Dante's Inferno, which is fascinating. I wouldn't call it favorite because it's so dark.
Oh, there's so much to learn from it. I read that again this year too. We could talk about that for hours. I love that you said chewing on your books. I mean, that's, yeah, we've got to, we mull over them and we process them, and that's beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah, what is your favorite quote having to do with education?
Okay, so what to do with education? I pulled out my book where I collect quotes to make sure that I say this correctly. And I'm going to read it twice because the first time you may or may not understand it. This is by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. He says, wer fremde Sprachen nicht kennt, weiß nichts von seiner eigenen. Meaning, he who doesn't know foreign languages knows nothing of his own language. And I found myself in my foreign language classes going back to this quote and seeing it being true in so many ways. It's when you study another language that you figure out what your own language really is, how your own language works. I believe words and their meanings are really important. It matters how you express your ideas, right? But what does the word really mean? What is the background? How is this word put together? You don't think about that if you only know one language. But as you study other languages and maybe see in within European languages how they're related, and this language uses this sound like that, and then this other language uses it in another way, and suddenly it has deeper meaning in your own language.
Very good.
So,
Thank you. Yeah, that's an excellent quote. I love it. It's so true. I feel like I learned English grammar when I started studying Latin. So
exactly.
yeah, it's wonderful. So tell us about your hobbies. What do you like to do when you're not teaching?
Okay, so one of the things I love doing is puttering around in my garden,
Mm.
planting flowers, and I was just doing that this past weekend. I just love seeing things grow, and looking at the seasons according to my flowers, and it's just yeah. And
That's
I was actually thinking, you know what? That's actually not so different to teaching because you see students grow
mhm.
and them becoming beautiful or their knowledge becoming beautiful.
Yeah, and that's such a good metaphor for education, that we are planting seeds in our children and our students and watching them come to full harvest. And so that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So tell us about the classes that you'll be teaching with Scole this fall.
Okay, so I'll be stepping in to take the German classes, and Scholé Academy had German 1 and 2 already, but we'll continue on for those students that did German 2 to also take German 3. And
Okay.
I'm hoping that the classes will fill up so that we can grow the program,
Okay.
and we will have 2 slots for German 1 and 2 for German 2.
Okay.
But then not enough students have um, progressed up to
Mhm.
German 3, I think.
Okay.
So the 1 slot there, but just for any students that may be watching, you don't have to have taken German 1 at Scholé Academy.
Mm.
You could qualify to go into German 2 or 3, depending on if you have some German background from someplace
Okay.
else.
That's a good point. Now, are these middle school classes or what's the age range for German 1 through
They're all high school classes,
high school
so
classes? Okay.
9th through 12th grade.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't have like 12th grade to take German 3. It's it's more dependent on how much German do you know already.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Helga. It was so wonderful getting to meet you and hear about your favorite books and your pastimes. And we're excited to have you at Scole this fall. If you're interested in taking German with Mrs. Helga Maier, please go to our All Classes Scole page and scroll down to the upper school and look at the German there. Or you can look at the classes by subject and look at foreign languages. Thank you, Helga, again for joining us. It was so nice to talk with you today. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.